So when I was beginning my trip, I don't know if you ever met him, but I have a one of my friends. His name is Jason Ward, and he and I went to high school together. He was like one of my best friends in high school, and we also he was my first partner in making music. We made a lot of music together coming up, and uh, so he ended up going to SCAD also for like a year when I was there. Um, and I don't know if you ever met him. I don't know. And I don't know. Did you know a girl named Valerie Skeet?
No, I don't believe so.
Or was that SCAD? They're together now. They're engaged.
Cute.
Yeah, they're great. They're super cute. So he's living in Florida, and he is actually the one who gave me a lift to go buy my bicycle the first time, and is actually the one who gave me a lift to go to, because I started my trip from Tampa, which is 100 miles north of where my family lives in Florida. So I went to my family's for the holidays, and for my last month of prep, that's where I went back to after I went to Savannah. And then when I was leaving for my trip, I went up to Tampa. I stayed with one of Tommy's old roommates, Erica. I don't know if you ever got to meet her. And I left from there to go start my trip. So when I went to go buy my bicycle, that first weekend, I stayed that night over at Jason's house with. What's funny is, so I stayed with Jason and Valerie, his fiance, right? And at the time, Jason was living with his mom. So it was Jason, his fiance Valerie, his mom, and Jason's sister Priscilla. And also at that time, uh, Jason's ex-girlfriend from high school, he's still really close friends with, and she just had a baby, and the father, it's not Jason, it's some other guy who's a deadbeat. So, and the kid's sick all the time. So Jason kind of helps her out and is just like a good friend to her, and has her over and hangs out and helps her out if she needs to go this or that place or whatever. So she was hanging out as well. So it was Jason, his fiance Valerie, his ex-girlfriend from high school, and her baby, and she's also named Valerie, his mother and his sister, all in this house, and then me. So that was this weekend, or the weekend I was there, and so we're all hanging out in the house. Um, all these people I haven't seen for years and years. Um, Valerie Pashas, who's the ex-girlfriend from high school, I hadn't seen in like maybe 10 years. Valerie Skeet, I hadn't seen in like 3 or 4 years, 5 years. Same with Jason. So I haven't seen all those people in a long time. I haven't seen Jason's mom or sister in a long time. So we're all in the house, right? And we're hanging out. I'm gonna go back into town, to my folks' house the next day because my bike. I'm not leaving yet for another like 2 weeks, right? So I just got my bike. So I'm staying the night, and we're all hanging out. It's the first time we're all seeing each other. And there's a point where Jason brings me up to his room to show me like his Xbox or some video games or something that he wants to show me or something. I forget. So we go there, and he's like showing me all this stuff. And all of a sudden, all at once, within about 2 minutes, every woman in the house at some point calls Jason's name. We're just sitting there, and they're, Jason, I need this, and then Jason, can you come? Like within about 2 minutes, and Jason just looks at me and goes, I can't do this. This is all the time. I can never get a moment's peace or a moment to myself. And so he's like just upset. He just wants to like play some video games and hang out with his friend and not be bothered for like 1 second. I mean, also it's not like a bother for him, but also his fiance, who also went to SCAD, she about 2 years prior or something had been in a car accident and was in a coma for a month and had some minimal brain damage. So she's pretty much herself, and just her memory and her motor skills are a little bit slower, but she needs more attention. Which I mean, Jason's always very gracious about, and they're great together. But I imagine that it's probably not the most simple thing for him. It probably takes more patience than it just probably takes more patience. So anyway, so all these things are happening at once. All these people call his name out all at once, right? And he's just like, I just want a moment to myself. And meanwhile, I'm sitting there and I'm looking at him like, you are the luckiest guy in the whole world. I'm just like, in all this. He like puts his head in his palms, and I'm looking at him like, I want this, because it occurred to me at that moment that the reason that I could just get on a bicycle and leave for 8, 9 months and just ride around the country and do what I want is because no one ever calls my name. Like, no one needs anything from me. I was just like, I, I live this like Spartan existence where I'm doing a lot of stuff, and it's not even like a loneliness thing or that I'm isolated. It's not that. It's just that I don't have a relationship with anyone where anyone needs anything from me. I just kind of take care of myself and scurry around the city, when I'm here in New York, and that's it. Nobody, my sisters don't need anything from me. My mom doesn't need anything from me. There's no one who needs me to help take care of them or look after them or anything. It's just me, and it's not as great as it would seem. You know what I mean? Like, and I remember talking to a lot of people before I left, who are like, especially because of my church, but in other things, like I know a lot of guys who are a little bit older than me who already have family and kids, wife and kids, and they're like, oh man, or different people I talk to on the trip, they'd be like, oh man, I wish I could do something like this, like, oh, you're so lucky you get to go out. But meanwhile, they have a house full of people who care whether or not they come home at night, and I don't have that at all, so. Uh, so that was kind of that just struck me in that moment, and I just realized that this is why I'm able to do this. This is not normal that anyone should be able to do. Maybe you can do this for like 2 weeks, 5 weeks, maybe a week, but to do it for just 9 months, 10 months, just drop your life and do this thing. I mean, that only can happen because you don't have really no one's counting on you for anything. So that's that. That's that story.
Cool.